Pope Leo released his first encyclical this week. He called it Magnifica Humanitas, or Magnificent Humanity. In it, he compares the swift, irresistible rise of artificial intelligence in our lives to the biblical story of the Tower of Babel, which ends with God punishing humans for their hubris. Though the Pope says he welcomes the advances AI can make in medicine, research, and education, when he presented his encyclical at the Vatican, he said bluntly, artificial intelligence needs to be disarmed. The word is strong, I know, but deliberately chosen because this moment needs words capable of attracting attention, awakening consciences, and indicating paths forward for humanity. The encyclical is book length and hard to summarize in a concise report. Maybe AI could, but we can read some of Pope Leo's own words. The Pope worries about all the people whose jobs are likely to be and are already being replaced by artificial intelligence and reminds us that work gives human beings a sense of purpose. Work is not simply an instrument, he writes. The pursuit of greater profits cannot justify choices that systematically sacrifice jobs. The economic order must remain subordinate to human dignity and the common good. Pope Leo also argues that all the data and information AI amasses in such fantastic amounts still doesn't equal the understanding people can develop by living through joy, loss, fear, accomplishments, and human connection. AI systems may imitate language, behavior, and analytical skills, or even simulate empathy and understanding, but they do not understand what they produce, for they lack the effective relational and spiritual perspective through which human beings grow in wisdom through choices, mistakes, forgiveness, and fidelity. A chatbot can absorb and impersonate human expression, sending out words of advice, empathy, friendship, and even love, which the Pope writes can be engaging and at times genuinely helpful. However, he cautions it can also be misleading, creating the illusion of a relationship, which can make those who feel lonely and anxious, and don't we all sometimes, most vulnerable to being fooled. The question Pope Leo's encyclical asks us to keep in mind is, will human beings use artificial intelligence to enrich not just world economies, but all of humanity?
That was great. There were a couple of ops.
Okay. The swift, irresistible rise of artificial intelligence in our lives to the biblical story of the Tower of Babel, which ends with God punishing humans for their hubris. Maybe AI could, but we can read some of Pope Leo's own words. Still doesn't equal the understanding people can develop by living through joy, loss, fear, accomplishment, and human connection. All right. Gabe, I have heard. All right. Prepackaged Watsy Spark in the B2. All right. Former Vice President, okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. A former vice president rang the alarm about climate change decades ago. Now, 20 years after the release of An Inconvenient Truth, climate change seems even more unsolvable. Yet Al Gore maintains the mission. More from former Vice President Al Gore later today on All Things Considered. You can tune in by telling your smart speaker to play NPR or your member station by name. All right. So we already have the billboards done, right?
We do. Sorry, I was just time.
Yeah, why?
Because I'm new at this. And I'm figuring seconds are a lot longer.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Like the seconds and minutes a lot.
Not really, but directors tend to be mercurial and temperamental, and well, rushing is one of the first mistakes you can make.
Yeah.
Because that implies you're not in control. Somebody has suggested a name for a cafe here on Substack. Ready? Mea Cuppa. That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. I like that. Somebody follows up Mia Maxima Cuppa, but I think Mea Cuppa. Yeah.
No, that's like
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Very good to be with all of you. No open book tonight because our family will be taking a plane. We'll be away for a couple of weeks, but we will be trying to do some open books from Europe over the next 2 weeks. They will not be at our ordinary 6:15 p.m. Eastern time because that would be midnight. And, even in Europe, we got to get to bed earlier than that. But in any event, I will try and send word out and maybe, later in the day, or earlier in the day, I should say. And thank you. Well, hi there, Rayloff. Good to have you along. And good to be with you. Our show's going to go on the air in about 20 and a half minutes. In many parts of the country, this has been a tough couple of weeks at NPR, as you may have read, with staff buyouts and layoffs. Some very talented, very good and very devoted people who have been important contributors to what makes this sound so distinctive and the work we do so important, are leaving us soon, and we regret all of that. And we thank them very much. And we will be going on with the work that has never been more important. Oh, how can I? Almost forgot. It's a beautiful day for a radio show. Let's do 2 today and a podcast. So, very good to be with you. No, thank you, Mr. Dickens. Nice of you to say that. And so we enjoy being with you, and we'll be with you again soon. And hope you can join us on the radio. So we'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.